Right this way, sir.
I know my way around. How is he?
It's been quiet. He hasn't said a word, Mr. Napier.
Batman, I need your help.
Welcome to Batman, the White Knight. But this story isn't about our Lord and Savior, Brucius Waynius, the Batman. No. This story is about the Jonkler. We start off with the Joker racing down the streets of Gotham on some sort of skateboard thing, while Batman charges after him in the Batmobile. Something's off though. Batman's been more on edge lately, damaging buildings by driving over them, pushing people out of the way. It's not looking good. Batgirl and Nightwing notice this and comment on it, but Batman ignores them. He's locking in on the Joker, who just entered some kind of storage building filled with FDA pills that are scheduled to be destroyed. Similar to Barbara and Dick, the Joker has noticed the change in Batman's demeanor. He provokes him, saying Batman's going off script. "I'll give you some pointers if you want," Joker says. After all, they're an iconic duo, and their relationship means everything to the Joker. Batman isn't having it though. He tells the Joker that he's nothing, just another mediocre villain on his list of people to beat. This enrages the Joker, causing him to taunt Batman even more, which pushes Batman to start aggressively beating him. Commissioner Gordon arrives with a team of cops who flood the building, only to watch in horror as Batman beats the Joker close to death.
Face it, Batman. The greatest villain in Gotham City is you.
Stop talking!
I see Gotham City more clearly than any of you. But you won't admit it. To you, I'm just a psycho in makeup. You left me no choice but to come here tonight and prove it to you with these. If I can get better, I can put this city back on track. Finally show you that you need me.
Batman grabs the pills out of Joker's hand and shoves them down his throat. Unbeknownst to him, someone was recording the entire event and leaked it on the internet. When people found out what happened, they begin to feel that Batman was in the wrong, since he was out of control. At the hospital, Gordon, Bullock, and Montoya are watching over the Joker as he recovers, discussing the current incident. Bullock is sick of the GCPD secretly working with Batman when he's clearly damaging their image. He wants to arrest Batman. If Batman had been wearing a badge that night, he would have been charged with assault, he argues. Midway through the Joker's recovery, he's sent back to Arkham, but something's different about him. Also, why is he allowed to have all this stuff in his cell? Don't get me wrong, this page looks awesome with all the Batman merch and stuff, but I'm pretty sure he could use that Batman symbol to rip out a guard's jugular. Whatever. At least the Joker has good taste. That poster in the back is kinda nice. Meanwhile, at Wayne Enterprises, Barbara and Dick are trying to talk some sense into Bruce. Shocker, he still won't listen. Instead, Bruce opens a secret passageway into a laboratory, where they find Alfred hooked up to an IV. Apparently, the reason Batman's been off his game lately is because Alfred is dying. Why does it seem like Alfred's dying in every Batman comic that I read? I mean, come on, you can't just kill off the goat like that for no reason. Sorry. Where was I? Oh right, at City Hall the mayor is scolding Gordon for what happened the other day. The GCPD's image has taken a hit because of Batman, and some people are even siding with the Joker. A psychiatrist approaches him, mentioning that the Joker is healing well, but she's concerned for his mental condition. He's not laughing anymore, no smiling, no makeup. Honestly, there's no more Joker. When Gordon asks where the Joker is, she tells him that he's been holed up in Arkham's library for the last couple days. He must be plotting something, so Gordon schedules an appointment to meet with the Joker and talk. Joker.
Mr. Napier will do.
How are you feeling?
Heartbroken. Angry, like a tilted lover. But reading helps. It's given me new focus. I assume you're here to make me an offer?
You're lucky we don't add time to your sentence for escaping
and stealing a scooter? Please. Batman caused more damage than I did.
There's plenty of evidence and dozens of eyewitnesses, but given your injuries, we're willing to—
No, dear. I want this going through trial.
You think you can get off? You're the Joker, for Christ's sake.
I'm done taking the rap for Batman's reckless vigilantism. Now it's your turn.
Excuse me?
Batman endangered innocent civilians by driving an unlicensed, weaponized tank over those rooftops. Then he endangered a construction site by plowing through a cement truck, injuring 3 people. He knocked over an innocent guard and trespassed onto private property, destroying thousands of dollars in medical equipment, while he assaulted me as I was trying to surrender. Rather than arrest him, you and dozens of police officers stood by while he forced unknown medication down my throat until I stopped breathing. Add that all up, and what do we have? Reckless endangerment, destruction of public and private property, a dozen different traffic violations, assault, and attempted murder by lethal dosage. If you won't arrest Batman, then I will have no choice but to file suit against the GCPD to answer for his crimes.
Batman isn't GCPD.
Of course he is. Even if no one wants to admit it, the proof has been right over our heads the entire time. The bat signal, kept under GCPD supervision, I found the photos of it. That makes you an accessory.
Oh shoot.
I love Gotham, and it's time I paid her back for the debts owed by the Joker. This city deserves better than you, better than the Joker, and better than the Dark Knight. So I'm going to give her a white knight.
Yeah, so we all knew the Joker was a genius, but now that he's no longer crazy, he's even smarter. After that lovely conversation, Jack Napier goes to court, pleads his very compelling case, and gets released from jail, because apparently if you get beaten to a bloody pulp by Batman, you can just get away with these kinds of things. He goes home and meets up with Harley. She teases him about not wearing makeup and not acting like his usual self. Jack sits her down and does something very unexpected. Also, Joker's real name is Jack Napier. If you didn't know that, then that's on you. He asks her to marry him. At first, she thinks he's joking, but he's serious. In response, she kicks him in the gut. She doesn't want to marry him. She loves the crazy killer clown, not the basic white boy he's become. But out of nowhere, someone knocks Harley out, and it's Harley? Apparently, this is the real Harleen Quinzel. The Harley we've been seeing is actually an imposter whose real name is Marion Drews. The real Harley left the Joker a long time ago when she realized he didn't love her and only loved Batman. The fake Harley was just a bank clerk who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The Joker robbed the bank and in his mania mistook her for Harley. She played along with it and ended up falling in love with him. So that's why there's two Harleys. And the real Harley has accepted Jack's offer of marriage. Anyway, now that that's all cleared up, let's continue. Back at Wayne Enterprises, Bruce has enlisted the help of Dr. Freeze to save Alfred. But first, Victor uses Bruce's resources to treat his freezy condition. It works, but it causes him to age, so now his body is like 80 years old. He also plans to heal his wife Nora with this technology as well. While this is happening, the Joker confesses to Harley that things need to change in Gotham, and if he has to be the unlikely hero to stop the deep-rooted corruption and vigilantism, he will do so. Then we cut to later when Bruce goes to some kind of Gotham elite donation party. There he sees Joker and Harley on the news talking about how they're now funding the creation of a library in Backport. Backport is the poorest and most rundown area in Gotham, where most of the city's crime happens. Because of this, there is usually a lot of destroyed property, since Batman drives over buildings and blows things up when taking down criminals. Joker is trying to give back to the people Gotham has forgotten. When Bruce sees this, he gets angry. I mean, Joker's calling Batman the villain. He accuses Batman of being the reason that the richer are getting richer and the poorer are poorer. According to some posh twat at the party, people have been making millions in real estate because of Batman. Batman usually fights crime in poorer neighborhoods, and the city then labels those areas Bat Impact Zones, which drops the price of real estate even more. Those zones receive grants to rebuild, and the trick is to buy right after the zone is declared, then flip it after the taxpayers cover all the repair costs. You're profiting from Batman's war on crime? Everyone here is doing it, Bruce. Crime is the best business in Gotham, of course. Meanwhile, Joker and Harley meet up with all the biggest baddies of Gotham. I don't mean that type of baddie. Get your mind out of the gutter. They have no idea what this is all about, but they're here to see what the Joker is cooking up. But it turns out this secret meeting was all just a scheme to mind control everyone with the Mad Hatter's hat. Prior to the meeting, Joker and Harley took over Clayface and put pieces of his clay into everyone's drink. They're using Clayface's clay as some kind of Bluetooth signal booster to control everyone at once. I have no idea how it works, but yeah. Next, all the villains charge into Backport and start destroying everything. The police and the Bat family arrive, confused on why all the villains are suddenly working together when they usually hate each other. Batman suspects the Joker is behind this, but reconsiders when Killer Croc and Bane just destroy the Joker's library. Batman chases them into the crumbling building and comes out severely injured. While everyone is distracted, Joker and Harley sneak into an old law office, uncovering one of Gotham's biggest secrets. At the end of the battle, Batman is still badly injured. He goes to his secret laboratory at Wayne Enterprises and sees Alfred before fainting from blood loss. When Bruce wakes up, he realizes that he's in the IV bed now, and Alfred is sitting beside him, not breathing. Alfred died trying to help Bruce. Rip a legend, bro. Alfred was the GOAT! After that, they hold a funeral for him, but Bruce is at his lowest point, and the Bat family is starting to fall apart. Barbara is trying to keep everything together, but it's not working. Batman has officially gone off the deep end. Later that day, Joker goes on television revealing the secrets he uncovered about Gotham City.
Unlike other public servants, Batman is unaccountable, and no one seems to be keeping track except for the politicians. The 1% who need you to pay for it, the gatekeepers. Of course, they don't want to tell you about their Batman Devastation Fund, so they slipped it inside the Natural Disaster Relief Fund, money set aside for floods and hurricanes, and hid the evidence with a private firm, Mayor Hill's old firm.
After his announcement, Harley and Joker go into Backport late at night. They get jumped by some thugs, but Harley knows spinjitzu or something and puts the punks in their place. Another guy shows up to scold the young criminals and tell them to get lost. This is Duke. Joker's been looking for him. You see, Backport has basically been disowned by Gotham officials. There are barely any cops in this part of town, so Duke has been picking up the slack by organizing a community of people to keep some semblance of peace. He shows Joker and Harley around his youth group organization, and that's when Joker asks Duke to help him with something. Duke is hesitant since he still doesn't completely trust Jack Napier, but the next day, his plans come to fruition. It turns out that Joker needed Duke's help to win over the people of Backport to vote for him as a new council member of Gotham. Yeah, Joker's running for office.
Batman has done nothing for this city. Have you seen the gas prices lately?
Don't listen to him. Everything he says is a lie.
Oh, that's rich coming from a guy who doesn't even show his own face.
Shut up, clown.
You shut up.
We need new candidates. Everyone there is rooting for him since he's the only person who actually shows he cares about. They start a peaceful protest marching down the streets. The GCPD is there just in case things become violent, and the mayor wants to arrest Joker. All of a sudden, Batman swoops in and starts strangling Joker. Everyone is about to lose it, but then the Joker calms everyone down and says he'll go with Gordon of his own free will. After all, when he becomes councilman, he wants them to get along. When they get to the police station, Jim is still convinced that Jack Napier is the Joker and is conning everyone, but Joker tries to tell him that he's just trying to turn the city around and put it on the right direction. Joker hands Gordon a folder filled with plans to make the GCPD stronger in order to take down super criminals instead of Batman always doing it. The plan is to create a Gotham Terror Oppression Unit, or GTO, Grand Theft Auto. It would be a group of the best cops in Gotham suited up with the same tech as Batman, so the Bat family can work hand in hand with the cops. That way, there's no accountability issues between them. Gordon is still skeptical, but he realizes that the plan is a great idea. He lets Joker go, and outside, Harley remarks that Joker has become the good guy. I mean, at first he was doing this to get back at Batman, but somewhere along the way, he became the good guy. So Joker takes Harley out and treats her to the kind of love she deserves. Yo, what are you doing with your toes there, Harley? Yo! Ah! They're naked now! Oh, but it's wholesome sex, so it's okay. Sorry. I overreact. Let me just take a sip of water. Meanwhile, the other Harley, aka Marion Drews, is having an identity crisis and changes her whole look. Yeah, you probably forgot she was even part of this story, didn't ya? She's still in love with the Joker and wants him back, so she breaks into Joker's warehouse where all the villains met earlier in the story. She finds Clayface standing like a statue along with the Mad Hatter lying up against the wall. She snaps the Hatter out of his comatose state, and he explains that the Joker stole his mind control hat and cards. Afterwards, they both examine Clayface, but when they touch him, he disintegrates into sand to reveal that his brain has been hijacked with the Hatter's card. Yeah, don't worry, he's still alive. Marion explores a little deeper and finds the rest of the villains standing in a dark room, all under the control of the Joker. Seriously? Joker just left them there to stand at attention this whole time? Bro, if I were Two-Face, my legs would be killing me. Also, is he feeding them? Are they just like starving away in here while under his mind control? Yeah, Joker might be a good guy now, but I'm not sure about this. This is just straight up slavery. Anyways, Marion adopts a new name, Nico Robin, what the frick? Neo Joker. Since she's taking his place while he's gone. She takes over the villains' minds and leads them into a raid on the GCPD headquarters. While Batman and Gordon are busy with the villains, Neo Joker and Hatter sneak in, trying to dig up secrets on the GCPD. During the raid though, the bat signal gets destroyed. Batman tells Gordon he'll get him a new one, but Jim is tired. He's done with Batman's antics and feels that Joker's GTO plan is a good idea. He basically breaks ties with Batman. Later at Joker and Harley's house, Jack is trying to stop the villains with the mind control hat, but it doesn't doesn't work. Suddenly, Neo Joker shows up and pins Jack to a wall. She demands that he let the Joker out. Jack insists that he killed the Joker, saying that trying to force him to have a psychotic break won't bring him back. Neo Joker leaves, but she says she'll be back, and she'll find a way to draw the Joker out once again. With Neo Joker's recent chaotic venture, the GCPD is even more on edge. Gordon ends up calling Batgirl and Nightwing to meet him somewhere. When they arrive at the warehouse, they expect to see Batman with Gordon, but instead, it's the Joker. Turns out the Joker just wants to talk. You see, he wants the Bat family to join his newly created GTO unit. But don't worry, if Batgirl and Nightwing join, they won't have to reveal their secret identities. They'll just have to work hand in hand with the cops. Plus, they get their very own Tesla Batmobile or something. They're both skeptical at first, but given how things have been lately, it might be worth it. A couple days pass, and the Joker is officially elected as a councilman of Gotham. Turns out the people of Backport voted him in, since he's the only person who seems to care about their rundown, forgotten part of town. Okay, hang on just a second. Did everyone just forget that he's the Joker? Kinda crazy for people to vote for a reformed supercriminal like that. I mean, everyone calls him Jack Napier now, but did they forget that this guy just straight up killed people? Oh, apparently in this silly little alternate universe, Joker didn't actually kill Jason Todd. He just tortured him in his basement to find out what Batman's secret identity is. But we don't really know what happened after that. Jason Todd went missing, we don't know if the Joker actually got his secret identity, and Jack Napier doesn't even remember anything about it, because the Joker has suppressed those memories or something. So Jason Todd is basically dead, right? I guess since all the other murders were never really confirmed, he's just allowed to do whatever he wants. I mean, it kinda makes sense since he immediately becomes a politician. And everyone knows politicians are straight up supervillains who are definitely hiding bodies somewhere. Anyway, we cut back to the Bat family, where Bruce is starting to piece together the reason behind the supervillains working together. He suspects mind control. But while Batman is focused on solving this mystery, Barbara and Dick are trying to convince him that the GTO plan is a good idea and that he should join them. However, Batman's ego is too big for that, so he immediately shoots down the suggestion and reminds them of all the horrible things Joker has done. This angers Dick, who tells Batman that the Joker has become a better hero than he has. For that, Bruce is about to give him the Mike Tyson special until Barbara full Nelsons him instead. She's sick of both of them being total idiots and not getting along. Later that night, after that constructive criticism, Batman goes to see Harley. He tells her that the Joker is in over his head and reveals that he suspects the Joker was mind controlling the villains with Clayface, and now it's come full circle, and the Neo Joker is doing the same thing. He asks Harley to help him stop the Joker before things get too out of hand, but Harley refuses. She believes Batman is a good guy, but that doesn't always mean that he knows what's best for Gotham.
Ugh! Am I the only one who hasn't lost their mind? Can't you all see that violent, psychotic maniac for who he really is?
He's changed Gotham City forever, but you can't see that because you're too obsessed with figuring out how it all went wrong. You and Jack want the same thing, but you won't get it unless you work together. Meanwhile, Neo Joker and the Mad Hatter finally find something interesting on the GCPD hard drive they stole. Apparently, Thomas Wayne has some secret Nazi records hidden somewhere in Wayne Manor that are linked to a superweapon. Why did the GCPD have this information? I do not know. They break into Bruce's mansion by using poison ivy and find a secret room where they discover the records. Bruce walks in on them while wearing his sleeping robe, and the sight of him half naked scares them, causing them to rush out of the house and drive away. Nightwing arrives in his new GTO Batcar shortly after, and asks Bruce what happened. Turns out Bruce didn't even know about that secret room that Neo Joker broke into. After Dick gets filled in, he tells Batman to stay behind. The new GTO unit can handle it from here. We cut to Neo Joker and Hatter driving away while being tailed by a bunch of Batmobiles. Alright, so the GTO unit consists of Nightwing, Batgirl, Bullock, Montoya, and Duke. Kind of a small group if you ask me. But Gordon and Joker are also watching the chase from a helicopter. Suddenly, all the other villains show up to ambush them from behind, but it turns out Batmobiles are kinda durable, so their attempt doesn't work. Then, out of nowhere, Batman shows up in his OG Batmobile, and Gordon starts shouting at him to stand down. The GTO unit has it all under control, and Batman is just messing everything up. But he's Batman, so he don't care. Batman forces Neo Joker to drive off a bridge and pulls her out of her car. While trying to grab her, he accidentally rips open her backpack, revealing Clayface's juicy brain. This startles him, allowing Neo Joker to get the jump on him and escape. However, she drops a picture from the record she stole. Batman picks it up and sees his father shaking hands with Dr. Freeze. There's also a swastika for some reason, so that's not gonna go well with the Twitter mob. After the battle, and armed with this new information, Batman goes to his secret lab in Wayne Enterprises to question Dr. Freeze about the meaning of the picture. The Waynes are a family with many secrets, aren't they, Bruce? What does it all mean? We'll get to that later. Don't worry. It turns out the records Neo Joker stole led them to a series of underground tunnels that open into a large clearing that contains a massive freeze ray. Now Neo Joker has the icy power to bring the Joker back to her. Meanwhile, at the GCPD, Gordon has decided that Batman has left him no choice but to arrest him. Batman ruined their operation when they were trying to capture Neo Joker, allowing the villains to escape. Barbara and Dick don't want to arrest Batman, but Gordon tries to convince them that there is no other way to handle him. Batgirl refuses to help, but Nightwing decides he'll go along with it, though he still punches Joker in the face, you know, just for fun.
You made the right decision, Nightwing.
I'm here for Gotham, not you!
So they set out to capture Batman. They lead him into a trap and flashbang him before turning off all the lights again. Gordon manages to tip Batman's Batmobile over, but Batman escapes on foot. Injured and stumbling, he makes his way through the city, covered in blood. Suddenly, a shirtless Joker pops out from around the corner and starts throwing hands with Batman. The fight is intense, but in the end, Joker manages to knock Batman out. Not gonna lie, Batman totally should have won, but you know, whatever.
I've thought about this moment for decades. Wondered what I'd do if I'd ever got to see you like this. All broken and vulnerable. Oh God, what have I done? The plan was to capture Batman, to keep him out of the way, not lock him up in Arkham.
The best doctors in Gotham are here. Trust me, it's the safest place to secure him. And it's only temporary while we hunt down Neo Joker.
Just doesn't feel right.
I know, but we'll figure this out. Batgirl's right. We owe him that much.
Now we can finally see who this guy really—
No! We agreed to keep his secret. Those were the terms.
What the hell?
It's coming from the middle of Gotham Harbor.
Your patience paid off, my dear. You're now the most dangerous villain in the history of Gotham City. Ready when you are. Do it.
Yeah, so this massive message on the skyscrapers also froze like half of everyone in Gotham City. The streets are just full of popsicle people, and we have no idea how to cure them. Meanwhile, Batgirl goes to Dr. Freeze to ask him what the deal is with this big bad freeze ray weapon. He reveals to her that he was close friends with Thomas Wayne when he was younger. He first met Thomas in World War II, when he was working with the Allies to create a secret program that utilized vulnerable Nazi assets and high-ranking prisoners like Mr. Freeze's father.
Thomas convinced the War Department to let my father continue working on the freeze tech so that it might aid the Allies. They agreed to give him custody of the Fries family on one condition: the entire project be kept off U.S. soil.
So Wayne built you a weapon lab underneath the German embassy?
It was a medical lab. Thomas was only interested in freeze tech's healing abilities, but my father insisted it was most effective as a weapon. The War Department agreed, and Thomas was removed from the program. They eventually renamed it Paperclip, where they continued exploiting Nazi assets for the next war.
After this enlightening conversation, Barbara asks for Dr. Freeze's help to stop the weapon. But he refuses, since he wasn't the one who created it. It was his father. So she leaves. Meanwhile, at the GCPD, Jack Napier is trying to come up with a plan to defeat Neo Joker and her new super weapon. But none of the plans sound like they'll work. Jack might just need to give himself up to the Neo Joker. While all this is happening, something unexpected occurs.
Well, get how much you want.
Jack transforms into the Joker. Turns out the medicine he's been taking this whole time is starting to lose its effect. Harley snaps him out of it, but it's obvious that the Joker will soon take back full control. Everyone's pretty startled by what just happened, but there are more pressing matters to attend to, so they play it straight into Neo Joker's hands and go to see it. They arrive at the stronghold where the super weapon is, and Neo Joker demands that Jack let the Joker take back control, or she'll destroy the rest of Gotham City with the freeze ray.
I can't let you do this.
Then let him out, because there's only one person who can stop me from destroying Gotham, and it's not.
Okay, you win. I'll give you the Joker.
Where are you going?
Don't question me, you brat! You want me back? We do it my way!
Okay. Jack Napier leaves with the realization that everything he's done for Gotham has been a waste. It was always going to end like this, and he doesn't know how to stop it. So he goes to the one person that no one would expect him to work with.
Batman, I need your help.
Batman agrees to help Joker, but with one condition. He has to confess for mind controlling the villains and using them to attack the financial district in the beginning of the story, and confess that he's the main cause for the Neo Joker. Joker isn't happy about it, but he agrees. On their way to find Dr. Freeze to ask for his help, Batman asks Jack what he did to Jason Todd all those years ago. He says he can't remember, but Batman encourages him to try. He does, and he remembers that Jason Todd told Joker who Batman really was. He didn't end up killing him though, he actually just let him go. So now Joker knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Anyways, they go to the hospital and find Dr. Freeze. He just used the technology earlier that he used to cure himself on his wife. It worked, but now Nora is in the hospital. Batman and Joker enlist his help to fight Neo Joker. You see, Freeze knows about the secret tunnels that lead into the super weapon area, so he can help them. Then they all gather at the GTO unit headquarters, where they make a plan to defeat the Neo Joker. Batman also upgrades everyone's bat cars with his very own fleet of Batmobiles. Everyone suits up and rushes into the battle. While Batman and Joker are in the Batmobile together, Joker begins to transition into his crazy state more often. So when they get to the front of the evil freeze ray, Joker climbs out of the Batmobile and whacks Neo Joker in the face, causing her to drop Clayface's brain and undo the Hatter's mind control card. But that also means all the villains are released from the mind control. Clayface isn't exactly happy about being used, so he charges at Joker, but he quickly gets away into the Batmobile. While he's in the Batmobile, Joker says what he thinks will be his final goodbyes to Harley Quinn. The Batmobile explodes on impact of the closing doors that they were heading towards, but Joker at the last minute ejected Harley out on the Batcycle. So now he's dead. Or is he? Meanwhile, Dr. Freeze takes control of the freeze ray and changes the design to unfreeze things. He uses it, and the city is restored to its old, polluted self, while Harley and Neo Joker are escaping the now flooding tunnels. They get out, and Harley and Neo Joker start beating each other up. Harley blames Neo Joker for the death of Joker, but her tune changes real quick when Batman arrives with Joker still alive. Apparently, Joker fell into the Gotham Harbor when the Batmobile exploded, and Batman fished him out. Hooray! The day is saved, all the criminals are arrested, and Neo Joker is put behind bars. But so is Joker. You see, he kept his side of the bargain with Batman, and confessed to all the shady things he did. He gets put back in Arkham, but they decide to give him a bigger, nicer cell, since he kinda helped Gotham turn things around. But before Joker and Harley are separated forever, they finally get married. But at the last minute, Jack reverts back to the Joker for the last and final time. Womp womp. Now that that's all cleared up, Bruce, at long last, reads the note that Alfred left him when he died. But I can't read cursive, so I'm just gonna assume it talks about how there's no strength in working alone and Batman needs to work with his Bat family. In the end, Batman reveals his secret identity to Jim, and then the world. So everyone knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And that's it. I definitely didn't do this story justice by summarizing it. You really have to read the actual thing to appreciate the amount of thought that went into writing this story. And I know some people will say that this should have never happened because Joker is Joker and no one would ever let him out of Arkham. But this is an alternate storyline, so who cares? It's a comic book, bro. It's not that deep. There's a lot more of this series, and I have all of the books. So if you guys want me to make another video on the next book, leave a comment. Lastly, if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!